All right. Good morning. It is 6:30. It's a little bit later. I have been up for a while. Hopefully you've been up. Hopefully you're getting things done. So, yeah, had a great day yesterday. Kind of a day off. Still went in and worked for a couple hours, but then went to a barbecue at my aunt's house and kind of a family barbecue. It was a lot of fun. They live south of Boston in Marshfield, right on the water, on the marshes. So it was great. Got to go paddleboarding and um, kayaking. So it was a lot of fun. It was great. It was definitely a great experience. Got to be around a lot of family, my cousins, their kids, everybody. It was just a great day all around. Barbecuing outside. It did rain towards the end of the day, so I rode my motorcycle down there. So I ended up just leaving it in their garage. So I'll go get it in a couple days and do some more kayaking. So good excuse to do it. So anyway, so yesterday I didn't get a ton done. I didn't get to reflect on my week, plan my week or my day. I did get home last night. I think we got home at like, geez, 9:45, something like that. 9:15, 9:30, 9:45. And I did read. I was too tired. I knew when I got home, for whatever reason, I was just mentally just drained. So I was just like, I'm not gonna even get into planning and reflecting. I'm gonna do that this morning right after this video. So, anyways, so yes, I just gonna do. I didn't do that last night, and it doesn't happen often that I don't get my week planned on a Sunday or I don't reflect on the week. But it happened, and it does happen, and that's okay. So, just as long as I'm aware of it and I know that it's going to happen, and I'm good with it, and I am. And so this morning is going to be about that, and then probably going to go to MMA and read when I get back from there. I didn't get up crazy early this morning. I got up at 5:30 and just kind of have been spending the morning thinking. I didn't do any real work or creativity. I was just thinking, and again, that's okay too. So sometimes I get frustrated with myself, but I also have to realize that I put a lot of I push myself a lot. I put a lot of pressure on myself, and um, so there's going to be days and there's going to be times during days where I'm just like not feeling, like wanting to be creative or wanting to work or whatever it is. Um, so you know, but that's the way it is. It's just that's life, right? You can't. You're never going to be at 100% peak 100% of the time. It just doesn't happen. So that's my goal this morning. I've got a bit of time right now, so I'm gonna after this video, so I'm just gonna sit down, reflect on last week, plan this week, plan my reflect on yesterday, plan my day, going forward for the rest of the day, which, like I said, that's going to involve MMA, and then also reading, and then from there I am going to be working on the Museum of Science project, and then I also sent out a bunch of emails last night on the ride home. Like I said, I left the motorcycles. I took advantage of my oldest driving home, and I just sent out kind of a bunch of like thank you and update emails to everyone that's involved in NonaRev. So I also need to send out the documents on that as well for them. I also have to create an NDA, which I've only done once or twice, so I've got to do that, get that done, and then that way I can get all the documents out to everybody and start planning things moving forward. So that project is kind of at the point where like it's about the team. It's about putting the team together, because there's no until we start actually getting a product going, there's no point. There's no real development needed. I think it's about go to market at this point. But then I'm not, I'm kind of, I'm fully green on that, right? I don't know anything about go to market. So I've got, I have someone that's going to work with that. So anyways, so yeah, so I think, I think more of time is going to be spent on the museum project, and also I have something for Athos that I have to get over to them as well. Sam, is looking for a proposal for virtual reality for Athos to bring that into their space as well, so we can potentially do that in, all the spaces around the world. So we got a few small things to do today, but nothing major. So I'm going to do that, and then also I have to revisit Key to Amaze and decide, what I want to do moving forward. So I guess lots of little small chunks of things, and so my goal is to get into a flow state for about an hour or so on each one of these things, and just kind of bang out each one, and then with the remaining time spend more time getting into a flow state for the Museum of Science. So that's pretty much it. Pretty straightforward today. I know what I have to do. I know it needs to be accomplished, and so that's what I'm going to be doing. So the idea is, like when I plan my days, like the night before, I usually try and list three objectives, three major things that are going to move the needle. And those three major things are what's going to be important to, getting that needle to not just move incrementally, but to really take a leap. And that's what I'm trying to do. It's like I'm not, those three things, hard things. It doesn't matter if it's, three things that are for one project, which most people are just working on one project. Unfortunately, I decide to, stack a lot on my plate. But I can't pick and choose times, right? I can say no to things, and I do. No is a very powerful thing, but like sometimes, like this museum project, I like a lot, and Nona Rev, I'm very passionate about as well. So those are two things, and my business obviously is running. So I can't pick and choose those things. But yeah, most of the time you want to pick three things that are going to be going towards your project, whether it's, it can be personal growth, right? It can be personal growth. If you have, if you have a 9 to 5 and you haven't thought of, your passion project or your side hustle or what you want to do, and you're just looking at personal growth, those three things can be, reading for an hour, quick meditation, and, and working out. That's fine. But those are three things that are going to move the needle for you, and those are great things. So those are, so that's what you want to do. You want to, you don't want to overwhelm yourself. I don't like to overwhelm myself and give myself a list of 10 things that I got to do today, because those 10 things might get done, but they're all going to get done half-assed, right? And the other, and I know that sometimes, you want to just get the product out there, as they say, or just get it done. It doesn't have to be don't be a perfectionist. And I get that 100%. But there's also times where you want to be able to get into that flow state. You want to be able to really just forget about time, forget about eating, forget about, drinking water, just forget about your surroundings and just zone out and get into that. And that's more important than anything, in my opinion, as far as getting ahead. If it's personal growth and you're reading a book, it's like zoning out in that book and saying, I'm going to read for 30 minutes and looking up at it an hour later. It means you really got into it, right? You really, and then, reflection, same thing. If you're reflecting on something, it's like, I'm going to spend 10 minutes reflecting, and then 25, 30 minutes later, you realize oh, well, I forgot to do that. I had to do something else, and now I'm not doing it because I completely got into a flow state and forgot what I was doing when I was, just looking at my reflection and looking at deeper meanings in my reflection. So three things every day. That's really what I focus on. Just say, 1, 2, 3. And those three things are generally like deeper things that I don't, like I know I'm going to work out or go to MMA. I know I'm going to meditate. I know I'm going to read. So those things are not on my list. Plain and simple. I know that I'm going to plan my day. I know I'm going to reflect. So unless it's a Sunday or unless I have like a mini milestone that I'm finishing or a major milestone that I'm finishing, I don't put those things on my list. Sundays, sometimes I will, because Sundays, I try and slow down a little bit, but generally if I might have to be in Boston, like yesterday I was in Boston, and then I knew I was going right from Boston to visit my family. So yesterday was an odd day, as in not a ton got done. You know what I mean? It's like, so I knew I wanted to meditate, and I knew I wanted to read, and I knew I wanted to try and get some reflection in, but I thought it was going to be tough because I did wake up late because uh, the the day before Saturday was a full day. It was like a double split shift. It was, I went in at 11:30 in the morning and came home at 6:30 or 7, and then went back at 9 or 9:30, and then got home at 12:30 at night. So I got up late on Sunday yesterday, which I don't really like getting up late. Like if 6 o'clock is about my limit. So I don't know. Anyways, that's another story. So yeah, so I've got things to do this morning, and not a ton of time to do it. So I'm gonna try and get a bunch of stuff done, and then I'm not sure. I might go to MMA tonight. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go to this morning. I might end up just going tonight, and just allowing myself the morning, because the MMA, it's an hour class, but I've got to get there. I've got to come back. I've got to take a shower. You know what I mean? So we're really looking at like an hour and 45, call it 2 hours. That's a big chunk of my morning, and I kind of prefer the evening anyways, because it kind of is a great way to cap off my day. So I will decide. I will determine that as the day goes. I can let it flow. So but I'm thinking more along the lines of just doing that. So, anyways, so hopefully you are awake. Hopefully you're getting things done. I have to get my day going. So this is the end of this video. So until tomorrow, hopefully you are crushing your goals, catching your dreams, and having a wonderful day. Have a great day, guys. Peace.